Good evening, or good morning, good noon, or good midnight, whenever and wherever you're watching this. Welcome to the Sunday Poem. Today, it's a poem that we would probably call fan fiction today. One of the fascinating aspects of literature, or of art in general, at least for me, is that it never stops. One piece of literature, one movement in art, one painting, one photograph, one piece of music, or one movie, you name it, right? Whatever it is, or just one tiny little aspect or one idea of a certain piece of art can spawn a gazillion more and can give birth to completely different pieces of literature, of painting styles, movies, music, or even other movements in art. It can inspire other artists and not only make them grow and change and evolve, but at the same time, and through this, change art as a whole, because their art will inspire others, directly or indirectly. On the other hand, is this not one of the core aspects of art? Change, I mean. Sure, art is the way we perceive and interpret our surroundings and what's going on inside of us, how this all moves us, and how we express and communicate it. But as a whole, looking at art in general, isn't it about change? Just listen to music. Music is not one note played for eternity. It's the change in notes, the change in rhythm that creates music. My reading of Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island is coming to an end. In fact, the next chapter will be the last one. And if you know the book or one of the many movies, you also know the song Dead Man's Chest, or, well, the fractions of this song, because it was never sung in its entirety in the book. And I don't know if Stevenson ever wrote a full version. Another poet did, though, and based a complete poem or song, if you will, on Stevenson's original. Here is Derelict by Young Ewing Allison, a poet from Kentucky, who wrote a quite gory impression in the Louisville Courier Journal in 1891 and promoted it as a reminiscence of Treasure Island. And no worries, I will not sing it, but read it, because I already made a fool of myself singing the original in my reading of the novel. 15 men on the dead man's chest. Drink and the devil had done for the rest. The mate was fixed by the bosun's pike, the bosun's brained with a marlin spike, and Cookie's throat was marked belike. It had been gripped by fingers 10, and there they lay, all good, dead men, like break o' day in a boozing ken. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. 15 men of the whole ship's list, dead and be damned, and the rest gone whist. The skipper lay with his nob in gore, where the scullion's axe his cheek had shore, and the scullion he was stabbed times 4, and there they lay, and the soggy skies dripped all day long in upstaring eyes in murk sunset, and at foul sunrise, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. 15 men of 'em stiff and stark, 10 of the crew had the murder mark. 'Twas a cutlass swipe, or an ounce of lead, or a yawning hole in a bettered head, and the scuppers glut with a rotting red. And there they lay, aye, damn my eyes, all lookouts clapped on paradise, all souls bound just contrariwise, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. 15 men of 'em good and true, every man Jack could ha' sailed with old Pew. There was chest on chest full of Spanish gold, with a ton of plate in the middle hold, and the cabin's riot of stuff untold. And they lay there that had took the plum, with sightless glare, and their lips struck dumb, while we shared all by the rule of thumb. Yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. More was seen through the stern light screen, chartings no doubt where a woman had been, a flimsy shift on a bunker cot, with a thin dirk slot through the bosom spot, and the lace stiff dry in a purplish blot. Oh, was she wench, or some shuddering maid, that dared the knife, and took the blade? By God, she was stuff for a plucky jade, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. 15 men on the dead man's chest, drink and the devil had done for the rest. We wrapped them all in a mainsail tight, with twice 10 turns of a hawser's bite, and we heaved 'em over and out of sight, with a yo-heave-ho, and a fare-you-well, and a sullen plunge, and a sullen swell, 10 fathoms deep on the road to hell. Yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum.